If you tuned into the recent Google Marketing Live event, you probably noticed one phrase being repeated over and over again: data strength.
Data strength.
Data strength.
Data strength.
Data strength.
Google executives couldn't stop talking about it. But is it just another corporate buzzword, or is it something that will actually change how we configure our tracking? Today, I will explain what data strength means and how can it affect your measurement setups. Hi, I'm Julius. I run Analytics Mania and I release Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics tutorials every week. If you want to stay up to date with the latest tracking trends, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. According to Google, data strength is, a foundational pillar centered on building a trusted decision engine with your first-party data.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
In plain English, it means that having a basic Google tag firing on your website is not enough. To get better results from Google Ads, you need to connect more data sources, from your website interactions to your offline CRM data, into one complete unified view of your customers. I mean, we kind of saw that coming already. More and more businesses are implementing server-side Google Tag Manager, Google Tag Gateway. In general, tracking setups are becoming more complex. But the idea here is that when you have high data strength, you give Google's AI the fuel it needs to optimize your campaigns and boost your return on investment. Google breaks down data strength into 4 main steps. So let's take a look at what they actually mean for you as an analyst or a marketer. The first step is connecting your data sources. This means having robust site-wide tracking with Google Tag, Google Tag Manager, or ideally with server-side Google Tag Manager, and linking your GA4 with Google Ads accounts. But the biggest shift here is the push for Google Data Manager and Data Manager API. Google is mentioning Data Manager more and more, and it is positioned as one-stop shop to bring your customer data together. Although I would say that this works best if you combine both worlds, Data Manager and server-side Google Tag Manager together. Let me give you a practical example. A user buys something on your website. Your Google Tag Manager sends that purchase event to Google Ads. But let's say that weeks later, that customer makes a purchase in your physical store. In that case, you could use Data Manager API to send that offline data back to Google. If you're worried about some situations where potentially the same purchase is sent from different destinations twice, don't be. By sending the same transaction ID from both your website and your backend via Data Manager API, Google will deduplicate them. This gives the algorithm a better picture. Now, you might be wondering, why not send data only through Data Manager API? That way, we could avoid server-side Google Tag Manager completely, and this would make the setup easier, right? Well, not really, at least not right now. I noticed that sending ad-click IDs is still a great way to attribute conversions, and there will be situations where your backend system might not have those click IDs. So, based on my experiments, the best option is to send conversions both ways. The first one is by using your web or server-side Google Tag Manager. That's where Google Click ID is often found and used. And then the second one is by using Data Manager API or Data Manager interface. Google will be able to match some conversions based on user data, like email address, even if that conversion was not tracked by Google Tag Manager. So you can think of Data Manager as a safeguard. But what's important here is that you send the same transaction IDs in both data flows. Otherwise, duplicates will inflate your numbers. All right, let's move to the second step. Once your foundation is connected, the second step is to maximize your signals. This is where data enrichment comes in. You need to enrich your events with customer signals, like user-provided email address or phone number. Server-side Google Tag Manager is a huge helper here. You can catch the data, enrich it with CRM or other information, and then send it to Google. By the way, if you want to learn how to actually build this, how to configure data enrichment with server-side Google Tag Manager, and how to send offline conversions using the Data Manager API, then take a look at my first-party data masterclass. It covers both of these topics in detail, showing you how to connect your online and offline signals step by step. And there are many other topics that I cover in that course. I'll post a link to it below the video. Once you have connected your data sources and enriched your signals, your data strength is high. The third step is activating Google's AI. Because you're feeding the system highly accurate, enriched data, you can fully leverage smart bidding, like target ROAS, optimize for new customer acquisition, and run performance max campaigns with higher confidence. Your first-party data also powers lookalike segments and customer match, allowing you to reach relevant audiences that are highly likely to convert. The final step of data strength is proving your ROI. Google highlighted several ways to measure media incrementality. The first one is Meridian, which is Google's open source marketing mix model. It is primarily geared towards enterprise users and the GA360 crowd, but it is a powerful way to optimize your budget. The second option is budgeting tool inside Google Analytics 4. This tool should help you optimize the value of your budget based on the strong data foundation you just built. So, to sum up, data strength is Google's way of telling you that basic browser tracking is history. You need to connect your systems via Data Manager, enrich your signals using server-side Google Tag Manager, and feed the AI to see a clearer picture of ROI. If you found this video useful, hit the like button. That helps me understand what videos do you like and what should I create in the future. Also, if you want to learn more about Google Tag Manager or Google Analytics, then subscribe to this channel. My name is Julius, this is Analytics Mania, and I'll see you in the next video.